Hey Delta, where does the Tensaw River get its name?
The name Tensaw is derived from the historic indigenous Tensaw people.
What does that translate to?
Lord only knows, sweet pea, Lord only knows.
Hey, Stu here. I am very excited about today's episode. Luke and I are in Baldwin County. We are hiking Blakely Historic Park. It's a state park that has an incredible amount to do. They have hiking trails, which we're going to hit today. They have horse riding trails, biking trails. It's also, I said earlier, it's a historic park. And the last major battle of the Civil War was actually fought here in the town that used to exist here called Blakely, which is where the park gets its name. And they have restored a lot of the town, and they have marked all through here the bulkheads and trenches and everything that the soldiers dug and fought. And it's a beautiful, beautiful forest. We're right next to the Tensaw River, and we'll be taking a look at that. Part of the hike goes right by the river. But it's important to remember when you're hiking through here, it's also a graveyard. You know, men from both sides of the conflict lost their lives here. And it's great that the state has seen fit to preserve this area, because it's a wonder naturally. You're going to see just stunning forest, little of everything in this forest. And then when we get down to the river, you're going to get to see the Tensaw. We've been to the Mobile River a number of times, and you've gotten to see that. Well, today you get to see full-blown the Tensaw. And just keep in mind that everything in between those two is Delta. And everything that feeds into those two is Delta. This place is just incredible. Luke is antsy to get going, so we're going to hit the trail. Campground number 1. Nice little spot.
Historic Blakely State Park encompasses more than 2,000 acres of one of the largest National Register historic sites in the eastern half of the United States. Within the park's grounds are Alabama's largest Civil War battlefield and the sites of the important early Alabama town of Blakely, colonial-era homesteads, and evidence of American Indian habitation from the archaic, woodland, Mississippian, and historic periods. The park is situated in the Mobile-Tensaw Delta, one of the most ecologically diverse sections of Alabama, and it is dedicated to preserving its natural setting as a unique wildlife preserve. The park is the Lower Delta's longest-running boat tour operator and offers regular excursions into what is referred to by many as one of America's most unique natural wonders. Multiple guided cruises explore this stunning natural habitat along with numerous nationally significant historic sites, as well as the modern Port of Mobile, one of the nation's busiest harbors. The park contains over 25 miles of hiking, biking, and horseback riding trails, and offers a variety of special programs throughout the year. It also offers for rent cabins, camping shelters, family and group camping facilities, and RV camping. Day use admission, $5 for adults, $3 for kids ages 6 to 12. Under 6 is free, as are veterans and active duty military.
Likely victim of a tropical storm or hurricane. Well, which way do we go, boy? This has been a absolutely beautiful hike. Most of the forests that we've hiked along this delta have been pine forests, whether it be the longleaf pines we have here, or when we went over to Mississippi and they had the shortleaf, the loblollies, I believe they're called. But here we have a mix. When we first started out, it was a deciduous forest, lots of hardwood trees, and then we went through another pine forest, and now this part is a good blend of both. Okay, hang on, buddy. You're built for this better than I am. That makes me wonder if this trench right here is natural or man-made. More hurricane damage. Some of the biggest storms in U.S. history have pounded this delta. Camille, Frederick, Ivan, Katrina. They all took their shot at it. You can see it's still here. Probably a 100-foot drop down there. Look at the bottom, a swamp. God, I love this delta. Man, nature is cool. Give you a little idea of the altitude we're at here to be right next to the Gulf. This is me looking straight across. That you see down there is probably a good 75 feet below. We're about to hike right down in that mess.
As beautiful as this park is from a natural standpoint, it is important to remember that it is also a very important historical site. I can see us coming back here many, many times. I want to do the history tour, I want to take one of the cruises, and there's a whole lot more hiking and camping to be done here. After hiking through 3 different kinds of forest, now we come to a swamp. This place is an ecological wonderland. Proof that there are horses. I don't know why. I always feel like I should only speak in hushed tones when I come to a spot like this. Cathedral of nature, I suppose. Just beautiful. This is an absolutely stunning forest. Now, let's head on down to the river. The Battle of Fort Blakely, April 9th, 1865. The Battle of Fort Blakely was the largest Civil War battle to take place in Alabama and one of the last of the entire war. The battle, featuring a charge by some 16,000 Union troops against approximately 3,500 Confederate defenders, was preceded by a week-long siege of what was known as Fort Blakely. The fort consisted of a 3-mile line of entrenchments anchored by 9 fortified positions called redoubts. The Confederate line was arranged in a broad arc in front of the community of Blakely and had its northern and southern extremities located on the banks of the Tensaw River. Along with nearby earthen defenses at Spanish Fort, Blakely served as a critical part of the defensive line protecting the city of Mobile. Its fall led directly to the capture of that city, the last major southern city in Confederate hands. The Blakely battlefield is one of the best preserved in the nation and features several miles of intact Confederate and Union earthworks of various designs and purposes. Well, you know me. If there's water, I gotta fish it. Worn out from a fun day on the trails, Luke and I are headed home for a well-deserved nap. There is so much more to do here at Blakely Park that I can assure you we will be back soon.
Hey y'all, click the subscribe button and the like button at the bottom of the screen. Would you mind tapping them for me one time?